Hi friends, welcome to Tutors Funny channel. In our last video, we discussed about the flight and flight transaction. We have did it. Okay, flight cancellation part. We have it. We have already associated the relationship between flight transaction and cancellation, one-to-one relationship. How to implement all things we have done in my last video tutorial. Right. Now let's continue the tutorial. So we have already done the controller part. We have done the model as a cancellation model. Now let's go into the view part. Okay, so the view. So go to the view. So here pages we have tried as a select the page which is a cancel page. Cancel. You just make the cancellation. The page. The flight cancellation. Right here we have a index page and edit page. So we have tried a index dot blade dot php. Again you have tried another one is a edit dot blade dot php. We have a two different pages we have created. So the same flight master, the same index page I just copied, paste it over here, right? So now what you're going to do is here I'm going to make some changes. So what are the things are there in the flight cancellation? So we have to change the heading flight cancellation, right? So we have a what are the things, only we have a go to our model date and flight transfer id. These are two things are there, date and flight transaction id. So date, the date type date, the date there also you have to make this a date. Only we have a two fields, another one is a flight transfer flight transaction id, transaction id. Okay, the flight transaction id. So what is the transaction, you have to cancel it. Okay, so here we have to, instead of the input box we have to write this one, select box. So we have a select box, flight transaction, this one. Copy this, paste it over here, right? Okay, so yeah, this one select the flight transaction id. So we try to here as well. Right. Okay, flight transaction id. So here also we have a go to the controller part. It's a controller part. So here is a flight transaction, right? Flight transaction. So we have to write a flight transaction controller here. The same thing, I just get this flight master. So this one flight transaction, let's copy this, paste over cancellation, sorry, flight cancellation. This one is a what's the model name, which is we have a model name we have to call it flight cancellation. Okay, for the cancellation controller, first you have to give the path where your model is communicated, which is a path. It reside on the models folder. What is the model? We have a cancellation model. We have to give the appropriate path over here. After that, what I'm going to do is here you have to go to the index page. So here what I did, first you have to create the parameters. So the same thing here also you have to paste it. As you done something before, you just copy and you have to adjust according to your program. So the flight, this runs cancellation. Cancellation. So this one cancellation, you try this one, copy this, paste over. Now here we have at the relevant models, cancellation and flight transaction. We have to merge these two tables to get the data. So we already done the relationship. What is the relationship between cancel and flight transaction? One to one relationship. One cancellation belongs to one transaction. So if you have any confusion, you go and check it. Here belongs to this. Here transaction is belongs to here this one here one as one. Okay, right? So now what you are going to do is you have to go to the controller. So here I am going to already written, so I will explain, don't worry. Right. So index page, you can see here, you have created the variable cancellation. It's a variable created. Here's a model which is a cancellation. Here's a cancellation model with, you are using the with keyword. So the flight transaction, comma, flight transaction and cancellation. So we have to make the relationship, this both flight transaction cancellation to the get. We are using the get method to get the data. So for flight transaction we have to load all the data based on the model flight transaction model. We have to load all the data. We have to put all method to load all the data assigned to here. So that's the thing, you have to do it here, right? The flight cancel. Okay, so what I did here is here return view. So here the flight transaction we have to the flight transaction also we have to load, because why we are load this one also, flight transaction also we have to get the data and passing to the relevant drop down list to load the data. So that's why we have to load the data. Okay, so we have to go to the cancellation review. Here we have to we already done this one. Here this one I just copy it. I will explain how to paste it over here. There's a date on this one, right? So here, right, okay. So what I did here is, so when the view is, when the request is, when the route is coming, the route also have implemented like this. Okay, route resources slash cancellation. Okay, so you have a routes. Okay, dash cancellation. It goes to the cancellation controller. We have to implement the path where your cancellation control is resided. So let's go to that particular path. Here you have to go to the index page. The index page is loaded first page. First you have to belong with the relationship to get the data. First transaction is all loaded and passing to here. This cancellation also passing this one, this data flight transaction, this transaction, it is go to over here. Not here, the cancellation, where this cancellation, right? Flight transaction, it's coming the flight transaction. You have to get one by one. So flight transaction, you have to plural, here singular. We need a flight transaction ID only. Okay, the flight transaction ID, we have to load the flight transaction ID. So what the things, when you cancel the flight ticket, we have a particular transaction ID. Get the flight transaction ID and we have to cancel the ticket. Okay, the flight transaction ID has all the information along the passenger, all the which aircraft you are chosen, what's the name, all the things reside on the flight transaction ID. So we have to select this one and cancel it, cancel. Okay, so let's the things we have to do. Okay, here this is on the passing. Okay, now let's go over here. Let's file save all, save all. Let's go over here, right? Flight cancellation. Your type cancellation. Here it's coming. So here it's coming. So when you are cancel it, you have to click cancel it. You have to write the name also here, register, not register. This one also you have to make it as a value. Cancel. Make it as a cancel. Today I'm going to cancel it. You have to select the transaction ID, click cancel it. It will be cancel the ticket. Okay, cancel the ticket. Booking. Cancel the booking. You just type it. Cancel the booking. It will be cancelled. Cancel the booking. Okay, cancel the booking. If I click on this, it will be cancel it. So that's the thing you have to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is here. Now let's back to over here. uh, right. Now I'm going to go to, when you click on the cancellation button, submit to here. So submit to here. So what I'm did here is, you have to go to the flight transaction. Here flight cancellation route. So cancellation, store method. Okay, the store method. So you get the retrieved data and you can get the flight master. Copy this, copy this, paste it over here. What you're going to do is here flight create. So create, what I'm going to do is cancellation. You already give the path of the model. You have to put it over here, create method. Okay, it's not here, not here, this here, right? Store method. Okay, so let's click on this one, click cancel it. Right now let's five app modules, cancellation, flight transaction relationship. What's the problem? Okay, now let's check it whether it's working fine or not. Here it's working, it's working. The problem is here the loading the data. Okay, loading the data, it will be having a problem of the models. Okay, so here the loading the data, I mean it will be passing to the respective table. So I didn't make anything else, that's why it take there. I'll be seeing in my next video tutorial. Thank you for watching.